All right, let's get straight to it. We're looking at a side hustle that's generating some serious buzz, using Canva and AI to create and sell funny candle stickers. The headline that really grabbed my attention, some people are apparently earning over $1,180 a day doing this. Sounds, well, almost too good to be true, right?
That's definitely a hook, a big claim. And yeah, it immediately makes you wonder about the nuts and bolts. How does it actually work? Are those figures typical?
Exactly. So the basic idea seems to be use an AI, like ChatGPT, for funny sticker ideas.
Okay.
Then use Canva, maybe their templates, to design the stickers.
Right.
After that, it's print on demand, something like Printify. They handle the printing, the shipping. When someone buys your candle on, say, eBay, Etsy, Amazon.
So you're not holding inventory.
Right. And the scale can be kind of wild. We saw mention of one Amazon listing selling like over 10,000 candles in just 1 month.
Wow. The appeal is obvious, isn't it? Seems like a low investment way in, using tools that are pretty easy to get hold of, plus the automation for ideas and fulfillment.
Now, the source material did have this little note, a very important warning, they called it.
Oh.
Yeah, that some of the humor the jokes generated could be seen as a bit, well, spicy. Controversial, maybe.
Ah, okay.
We're not going to get into specifics, but
Yeah.
it's just something to be aware of, as you're brainstorming.
That makes sense. It's a practical point, really. You need to understand the tone that works for your audience and, importantly, fits the platform's rules.
Absolutely. So our mission here in this deep dive is to really dig into this Canva AI side hustle. Let's try and cut through the hype
Yeah, let's break it down.
and give you a clear picture of the steps involved and, well, figure out if it's actually a viable thing. Okay, step one, finding the right niche.
Precisely. This seems key. The source really hammers this home. It's not just about any funny candle. It's about finding a specific group, people who will connect with a certain kind of humor.
Right. The examples they gave were pretty telling. Instead of just a generic joke, think about something specific for, like, best friends or maybe for mothers.
Targeted humor.
Yeah. And the numbers. Well, a best friend's candle on Etsy apparently pulled in around $750 in a day.
Oh.
And one for mothers, over $1,180 in 24 hours. That really shows the demand when you get specific.
It's that connection, isn't it? When someone sees something that feels like it's for them, their relationship, their identity, they're probably more likely to buy. It's more personal than just, a random product.
And then there was that other example, the internet meme candle on Amazon. Supposedly generated something like $189,000 in 1 month.
That's a whole different level.
Right. It just shows the potential if you tap into something like culturally relevant for a specific online group.
Yeah, that kind of thing often relies on really getting internet culture, spotting those trends that have a passionate built-in audience. Memes already have that shared language.
So the source talks about looking for gaps in the market, which I think is a really smart angle.
Definitely.
It's not about inventing something totally new, but
Yeah.
finding what people might be looking for.
That isn't easy to find right now.
Yeah, it's about observation, digging around on marketplaces, seeing where the demand might be, but the supply is, well, thin.
Like the sports candle example they used.
Exactly. Pickleball candles, apparently tons of them on Etsy.
Okay.
They might sell okay consistently, but it's a crowded space. Hard to stand out.
Which is a key point. Popular doesn't always mean easy. High popularity often means, tons of competition.
But then they look at handball candles on Etsy. Only 5 listings.
5.
Yeah. And yet, handball's not tiny. Over 30 million registered players, apparently. That looks like a potential gag, doesn't it?
That's a perfect illustration. Finding that less saturated niche. Moderate interest, maybe, but very few products actually serving it. That's an opportunity. It's just easier to get seen when you're not one of thousands.
It really makes you think, sometimes the best chances are in those slightly less obvious corners. Okay, so you found your niche. Handball fans, maybe. How do you actually get the funny ideas?
Yeah.
Step 2, AI brainstorming.
Right, and this is where it gets interesting. Using tools like ChatGPT, it can really speed up the creative part, generate lots of ideas fast.
The source mentions ChatGPT as the main one, but also Google, Gemini, and Microsoft Copilot alternatives.
Yeah.
And they suggest a couple of ways to use them.
The first method is pretty direct. You give the AI some instructions, like the mood, dark humor, maybe.
Or witty.
Right. And the length, short, punchy for a sticker. And the topic, obviously, candles in your niche. Handball, perhaps.
And then you see what it spits out. But it's not like, one and done.
Well, no.
The real value seems to be iterating, asking for more variations, make it edgier, make it funnier. Or, like for the sports niche, focus the jokes on the opposing team.
Exactly. That back and forth refines it. You guide the AI to get closer to what you think your specific audience will find funny, tailoring it.
Then the second method. It's kind of like reverse engineering almost.
How so?
You find a sticker that's already selling, well, they mentioned a book-themed one on Amazon. You show that style or joke format to the AI and say, give me something like this, but for my niche. So handball jokes in the style of that popular book candle.
Ah, I see. That's clever. You're leveraging a proven formula, analyzing what works, giving the AI a good starting point for the kind of humor and style people are already buying, then adapting it.
Exactly. And again, you tweak it, ask for changes. The handball example, they had a joke about a 7-meter throw, ask the AI to shorten it, make it punchier.
So the AI becomes more like a creative partner.
Yeah, exactly, a collaborator. Okay, step 3 is choosing the actual candle, your blank canvas.
And this is important before you jump into Canva. You need to know the exact size of the label area on the candle you're going to sell.
Right, got to make sure the sticker fits.
Precisely. And this is where Printify comes back in. They have a catalog of blank stuff, including different candles, frosted glass, amber jars, different sizes.
And the source suggests ordering samples. It sounds like a good idea, just to check the quality yourself.
Definitely. And the print-on-demand model itself is great for this. No need to buy hundreds of candles up front.
Right.
Printify only makes and ships one when you get an order. Less risk.
So the process seems pretty simple. Pick a candle in Printify, upload your design later, set your price. Someone buys it from your store, Etsy, maybe, and Printify handles the rest, profit for you, finding the sticker size. Apparently, you just go into the product editor in Printify, find the info tab, and the print size details are right there.
Knowing where that technical info lives is crucial. It connects the design part to the physical product smoothly.
Okay. Killer AI joke. Check. Candle dimensions. Check. Step 4. Time to make the sticker in Canva.
Canva's great for this. Super user-friendly. And importantly, it has loads of pre-made templates, including apparently templates specifically for candle label.
Oh, nice. That saves time.
Big time. So you can browse those, pick one that's roughly the right shape for your candle label, or, start from scratch if you want.
The source suggests finding a template that's close, shape-wise.
Makes sense. Then you'll probably need to resize it to match those exact dimensions from Printify.
And this is where Canva Pro might be needed for custom resizing.
That's what the source indicated, yes. But they also mentioned a link for a free trial, so you could potentially do it without paying initially.
Good tip. So you pop in the dimensions from Printify, resize the template. Might need to shuffle things around a bit after resizing.
Yeah, make sure it still looks balanced.
Then the customization. Change the background color, tweak the text boxes, add important info, like the candle size. They even mentioned each ounce gives about 5 hours burn time. Nice detail to add.
Little details like that add perceived value, professionalism. Shows you've thought about the customer.
Okay, now fonts. To make that slogan pop. Canva has fonts, sure, but the source says a lot of the really popular print-on-demand stuff uses external fonts.
Right, fonts you find elsewhere. And this is where something like Creative Fabrica comes in.
Yeah. Heard of them.
Fantastic resource. Huge library of creative assets, including tons of really nice fonts. Some might cost, they mentioned one Vancouver font, for $30.
Whoa.
But they often have trials. The source mentioned getting maybe 10 free downloads with a trial, including the commercial license you'd need.
Oh, okay. 10 free fonts. That could definitely get you started with some premium looks.
Absolutely. The source then walks you through downloading the font file, usually a zip file, unzipping it, and then uploading that font into your Canva account.
So you can use it in your designs. A bit technical, maybe, but sounds doable.
And using a unique font can really help your sticker stand out, give it a distinct feel, worth a little bit of effort, probably.
Makes sense. So new font uploaded. Apply it to your amazing AI slogan. Then its final touches, adjust text size, use Canva spacing tools, line spacing, letter spacing, get it looking just right.
Yeah, those little tweaks make a difference.
Then download.
Yeah.
Settings are important here. PNG format. Largest possible file size Printify needs high resolution for printing. And crucially, make sure transparent background is not ticked. You want your background color to print.
Got it. Solid background. High-res PNG.
Okay. Sticker designed, downloaded step 5, upload to Printify.
Right. This is where the digital meets the physical, sort of. You upload that PNG file you just saved.
To the candle product you chose earlier in Printify.
Exactly. But here's a really key detail the source highlighted.
What's that?
If your candle comes in different sizes, like a 4-ounce and a 9-ounce, the actual printable area, the label size, will be different.
Of course. You can't just use the same exact design file for both.
Nope, it won't fit right, or it might look weirdly scaled. So you need to create a separate design version for each size.
So back to Canva.
Yep. Duplicate your original Canva project, resize the duplicate to the dimensions for the other candle size, the 4-ounce or the 9-ounce.
Adjust the elements, maybe change the text that says 9-ounce to 4-ounce.
Exactly. Make those necessary tweaks. Save that as a new PNG file, then upload that specific design to the corresponding candle size variant in Printify.
Okay, a bit more work, but essential for a professional look across all the options you offer.
Got it.
Product now designed in Printify. Step 6, setting up shop.
And Printify makes this relatively easy because it integrates directly with major platforms, Etsy, eBay, and they mentioned Amazon is becoming more integrated too.
Etsy seems like a really good fit for this kind of unique, slightly quirky product.
It often is, yeah. Known for handmade, unique items.
And the source mentioned a free video tutorial on setting up an Etsy store and connecting Printify. We should link that.
Good idea.
But the basics are open an Etsy shop, choose a name, settings, link your Printify account, then you can push your candle products through.
And each platform, has its own vibe, its own audience. Etsy for crafty, eBay is huge and broad, Amazon is. Well, Amazon. Massive reach. Depends on your niche, maybe.
True. And if Etsy's not your cup of tea, Printify apparently has guides for eBay and Amazon too. So you've got options for where to sell.
Flexibility is good.
Okay, store's up. Products are listed now.
Yeah.
The $1 million question, or maybe the 1,180 at Almond a Day question, how do you get sales? How do you get traffic? Step 7, listing for free traffic.
And this loops right back to that initial strategy. Choosing the low competition niche.
The handball candles again?
Exactly. The source argues that because there are so few handball candles on Etsy, the platform needs more results when someone searches for handball candle.
So Etsy wants to show your listing.
Potentially, yeah. Your new relevant listing has a better chance of showing up, maybe even ranking reasonably well relatively quickly because there just isn't much else for Etsy to display for that specific search.
You're not fighting against page after page of established competitors.
Right. You're tapping into existing demand. People are searching for handball stuff, but in a less crowded corner of the market, you're using the platform's own search algorithm to your advantage.
So that niche selection really is the traffic hack, in a way. Find those overlooked areas with moderate interest, and you get a visibility boost almost automatically.
That seems to be the core idea for getting initial traction without immediately spending on ads.
Okay, that brings us pretty much to the end of this deep dive on the Canva AI side hustle.
So summing up, find a niche, use AI for ideas, Canva for design, Printify for fulfillment, a potential path to earning online by targeting specific audiences with personalized, funny products.
And hopefully, for you listening, this gives you a much clearer sense of the steps, the tools, the potential, maybe the pitfalls too. We tried to break it all down.
Which leads us to maybe a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
Think about your own world, your hobbies, your interests, communities you're part of, things maybe you know really well. Could there be an overlooked niche hiding in plain sight there? Something you understand deeply that others haven't tapped into yet for a creative product? Maybe the next big thing isn't handball, but something you're passionate about right now.